We got all the original ones in the house tonight. We got all the original ones in the house tonight. All right, there we go. All right, we got everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Tammy. This is Lance, my hubby, and we're the Journey to Healing team, or part of it, anyways. So we are here trying to share some stories with you, try to show you and teach you how we've turned our health around at all different levels. So we've got people of all different levels, how we've turned our health around with nutritional ketosis, and the journey that it's put us on, the friendships it's built, and the life that it gives us is just a blessing the whole way around. So we are so honored and blessed tonight. As we know, it's October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is obviously one that touches near and dear to my heart. So I know you guys are probably tired and sick of hearing my story. So I want to bring in some other warrior sisters that could share their stories with you. So tonight we have Lori Silverman. And Lori, if you missed the beginning part, Lori's been with me from the very beginning when I first started working with drboz. My first brains course that I taught, the first coaching classes that I taught, Lori was a part of that. And she's a survivor that has, just like I had to learn how to turn our health around, doing nutritional ketosis. And it's one of those, we all try to go out and just find the answers. But again, it come back to going through that checklist and working through it as your chemistry can do it and everything like that. Lori did the work, excuse me, and has gotten the results and is living such a beautiful, healthy lifestyle. So we're just proud to have her back in the house with us. So, with Lori, come on in. I want you to come in, share your story.
Everyone.
Oh, come in. I want you to just come in and share your story. Come in and tell everybody as much as you're comfortable sharing. We want to listen and learn. So, come on in.
Well, I have no secrets. I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing for you guys. Um, so in my mind, I can't think of my keto journey without thinking about my breast cancer journey, um, because that's when I went from healthy young adult, in my mind at least, to not so healthy middle aged adult. And I felt fine before I had breast cancer treatment. And boy, they give it to you with both barrels. I had a lumpectomy, chemo, and radiation. Um, and I've always been heavy and, would lose 10, 15 pounds, would gain 10, 15 pounds. And I had lost about 15 pounds right when I was diagnosed. And then I went into treatment and I gained weight. And I said to my doctor, I said, I thought with cancer and chemo and all that, you should lose weight. And she's like, not with breast cancer because of all the changes in your hormones. So I maybe because of chemo, maybe because of early menopause, maybe just because um, I had a heart attack in 2016. Again, Tammy was following into my footsteps. Um, and now I'm going to kind of fast forward, in reasonable health. I retired in 2018. I was a labor and delivery nurse. Um, and, um, still messing with my weight. I found keto in 2017, about 9 months after my heart attack. And a few months later, keto didn't make a lot of sense to me, but carnivore did. And so I went carnivore and I didn't check any lab. I mean, I didn't do anything. I ate carnivore. And then in 2021, I hadn't lost any weight. I liked carnivore well enough. And I was taking a walk and I heard Dr. Boz interviewed. And she made so much sense to me. It she touched upon things that were successful for me. And I discovered that a well-balanced diet wasn't the thing for me. It may work for some people, just not me. So when she talked about very low carbohydrate, um, basically giving up sweets and all that entailed, that did not scare upset me. I had already taken that step, but I liked doing something that was measurable. I had never measured anything. So I started that in June of 2021, still did not lose an ounce. And I was like, okay, I think this is pretty hardcore. If I can't lose weight doing this, what's it gonna take? And I was reading Facebook and I saw this person, Tammy Lobacher, and she had a wedding anniversary. I think it was in the summer. And she's pictured in a black kind of lacy dress. And she's standing like with her picture taken, like getting ready to go out for your anniversary dinner, maybe, and with her very cute husband. And I read her story and it just resonated with me. The breast cancer, the meds she had gotten off of, and she seemed pretty approachable. So I called her, and Lance and Tammy actually both had COVID. Well, I was supposed to start our classes, and we had to
When we say we
postpone
were
a
a hot
couple of
mess,
weeks.
when
Yeah,
we're a hot mess, we're a hot
yeah,
mess.
we're a hot mess.
We do
Um,
everything together.
so finally, we got going, and I think it was exactly 4 years ago. 3 years ago. I can't count. My math skills aren't any better because of keto. Um, and pretty quickly, Lance and Tammy urged me to start fasting. And I don't, in my mind, I don't know if I can do this, and I don't know if I should do this, and I don't know if I can do this. And I think I did maybe a 24-hour fast, then a 48-hour fast. And by the third week, I was doing 72s. And I did 15 72-hour fasts. I think pretty much in successive weeks. Christmas fell in there, and I took a week off for Christmas. And I lost 20 pounds. And it was kind of the last 20 pounds that I had to lose. My previous, more changing my diet. When I ditched the sweets and the white flour, I had lost about 30 pounds with about 20 left to go. So the last 20, I got down to a weight I hadn't seen since I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I surprised even myself. And, I go up a little bit, I go down a little bit, but basically have maintained my weight for 3 years. And before that, the couple of times in my life where I did diet, I used to say, the minute I stopped dieting, I started putting the weight on that same day. I just didn't know what it
Lori,
took.
Lori, what chemistry parts did you see when you started the fasting? What was the change in you that you felt the most? I know what I felt, but what did you feel?
Um, I felt really good
Right.
fasting, a lot of energy. Not to discourage anybody, and I don't know if this is because of some of the meds I've been on, currently on. I don't get very big surge in ketones, if at all, even with fasting.
Yep.
Um, Rare to see much above 1.2, which was discouraging to me because a lot of emphasis is put on, checking your blood glucose and your ketones. And, I got my blood glucose was definitely better, but the ketones always and still pretty
Does everybody
sluggish for
understand what
me.
she's saying? When you guys hear me talk about, I fight for every darn ketone that my body can make. Rebecca, that just jumped in too, she's a cancer survivor too. And just know, Rebecca's chemistry, Lori's chemistry, my chemistry. When your body has went through trauma like that and had those medications and those chemos put in, your liver struggles. Your liver is having a hard time, which is where the ketones come from. So, it's you see the pattern and everybody thinks, oh, you just do the steps. Yes, everybody needs to do the steps, but for some of us that have really big damage, it doesn't just happen. It is something we continually have to do and keep pushing at and striving for. And Lori, I just applaud you because we don't get those magic numbers that everybody else gets and sees, and we cheer on and we love seeing it. And I think it's a good hope and encouragement to see that other people get them, but we just work for them really hard. And I'm just proud of you because you did stay with
Thank
it.
you.
Your numbers don't reflect the big cheerleader session, but it's like, I know how hard you work for that 1.0. So
Yeah. Well, and do not test regularly. I mean, there's a point in there when I was fasting that I was checking 2, 3 times a day.
yeah.
I decided maybe 6 months after my last fast um, that I wasn't going to test regularly anymore. For me, that was too much brain damage. Now, um, I would say, or if somebody asks for my suggestions, I think for the first maybe year, maybe 5 years, depending on the person, you should follow the continuum as Dr. Boz put it together. You know, she's done it. Tammy's worked it with other members. But I think into the second year is when I start playing with it a little bit. I don't know if Dr. Boz would ever think it's okay not to test, daily. But, you have to find what works for you after you feel like you've taken everything out of it you can possibly take.
And I
And
think
I,
that's exactly what we all need to do is you've got to go as far as you can go doing it correctly. You have to test at the beginning to understand what your chemistry is doing. But all of us veterans, once you learn what works for you and what don't, then you get to the point I check when I feel something different. It's like if I know, you know those ups and downs and you learn to figure it out in your body, but it does get easier. And that's where anybody that gets discouraged, oh, I don't like test. Well, just test long enough to learn your body and learn your chemistry. Then you can slow down and do it when you need to. You don't, that is an adjustment, but you've got to master the beginning steps, which you did, Lori. So I still applaud you because you did the work at the beginning and then you learn to play with it. You learned, I mean, even Olivia, she's a veteran too. And you get so far in, then you start juggling macros to reach different goals. Then you start trying to do what works for you because you know what works on your chemistry and what don't. That is the beauty. As much as it's a 12-step course, the beauty in it is learning to read your chemistry. And your chemistry is going to require different steps than my chemistry. But when you learn those steps, step by step by step in a row, that's the beauty of being able to take it forward for your health. So good job, Lori. Keep going.
Thanks. I don't know how much I have left to say. If if you haven't kind of delved into it full, whole hog, and you're just going to meetings to check things out, for me, it's one of the best things I've done with my life. It's given me a framework to know what to eat, when to eat it, that I didn't have before. And the not worrying about it, the just every day I get up. And the important thing for me is I have to have the right food in the house. I have to bake some chicken. I have some steaks in the freezer. I have to thaw a steak. I'm not a big egg eater, and I know a lot of people like eggs. And in my journey part, I was really high fat up until about 6, 8 months ago. And I had put on a little bit of weight and I was like, And so I kind of switched my macros and bumped the protein some and cut back on the fat, and the weight fell off. So, I don't know that Dr. Boz has a chapter on increasing your protein. That's why meetings like this are really good to get ideas. I mean, the Facebook group is good.
I can tell you,
I,
Lori, there's not a
oh,
chapter. She doesn't have a
sorry.
chapter for it, but she has very much told us of having to adjust that protein. Once you get through those beginner and intermediate levels and you're pushing to the end, then it is increasing the protein to keep the muscle mass up, especially those of us dealing with hormones and the issues that we've got to lift heavy things, we've got to keep that protein up, and we've got to keep building muscle. All of us that, have issues, we just got to keep doing that and make it a point to do that. So it may not be a chapter that she talks about that as much
But
because,
she,
yeah, but she's definitely on board with increasing that protein and getting it going once you get past that initial setup of chronometer and things like that. Lori, the other thing, how do you, I know we all come out of chemo with what we all call chemo brain that nobody understands until you have chemo brain. You think brain fog is bad. You think I'm a little forgetful or whatever. When you have chemo brain, it's a whole nother level of forgetful and things that just routine things that used to be just, you wouldn't even think about it, that it's just part of that part of your brain that you just do things. You just, when you walk out in the kitchen, you make the coffee, you put this here, you set this here, and you stand there and you're looking at it like, I don't even remember what I walked up here for.
right.
I mean, so come in and tell me about brain health with you, because I know you
Brain
did
health.
course too.
I would say that my brain health was not great, especially when I was doing the course.
Mhm.
I worked on, you know, I think keto definitely helped, and some other things in my life. Like today, I got a steroid injection in my knee. And it was like, in order to keep up with the exercise, I need to keep up with the steroids for arthritis so I can make my body do the exercises. I think one of the biggest, well, the two biggest health things for me that I credit keto for is the doctors think that it was chemo disrupted the lining of my stomach. And when they did an endoscopy where they poke the camera down and take pictures, my stomach lining looks like it's freckled and it's supposed to be just kind of pink. And each speckle is a little tiny bit of irritation. So my stomach is, if you measure thousands of little speckles, get a lot of irritation. And before keto, I was on 3 meds daily to help control the pain. And now I'm on exactly 0 meds daily for my stomach. Thank you. That's huge because, if you can't eat comfortably, it controls your whole life. And I can actually have salsa now.
Win.
Yeah, which
Win-win.
was a big thing for me to give up. So yeah, that was really, really big for me is the stomach. And and it's not overnight, but it's like, let me see if I can do without that. And then that works well. And then I let go of the next thing. The other thing with my heart condition is I had 2 cardiac caths where they go in and they look at your heart with a little camera. I had a cardiac cath around my heart attack, one in 2016 and another one in 2017. My heart was so bad. In 2016, I did cardiac rehab and I was faithful to it. And in 2017, they made me take it again. I did remediation because they weren't happy with how my heart looked in 2017. Anyway, I had 2 caths then, and they decided they wanted to kind of see how my heart was doing. And so they had me do a cardiac cath, a specialized one that they say is comparable to cardiac cath, but way less, it's not invasive. So it's a much better test. My cardiologist called to tell me those results and he couldn't believe it. My cath in which we, or the, sorry, the CT scan, which we did in 2023, showed no um, difference from my 2017 cardiac cath. And they usually see some ongoing damage
Yep.
around this. And they saw nothing. I mean, it didn't look great in 2017, but it doesn't look any worse.
Good
Nice.
job.
Nice.
Which, I mean, people who've been through cardiology know what a big deal
Yeah.
that
And just
is.
know, so many of us that's been through chemo, when chemo goes through, all they're worried about is saving your life and killing the cancer. That's all they're worried about. And it's sad that now we have to deal with, how many of us have had heart attacks and had heart issues because of the damage of the chemo that it took to save our life. So it's again, it's not saying I hope everybody, I always am moaning and groaning about trying to get everybody off medications and trying to help people rebuild their health. And it's not being anti-medication. It is just, we don't, they don't always know what damage it's causing down the road. So I always say, do your work first. Do the work that you can do. Then, if your body still needs help, by all means, when cancer hits you in the face or something like that, I'm not going to sit at home and say, gee, I think I can figure this out on my own. Absolutely. You're going to go to the doctor and you're going to let them do what they can do to help you. That's what medications are for. But the other times, it's like most of those things, I want to do the best I can do, make my body do to get there. And Lori, again, you did the work, you did it. Again, I think it comes down to between the brain health and the damage that it does, it's a struggle. It's real and it's hard. And it's one of those taking it serious enough to make your health a priority and a continued priority. This isn't just for a little bit. We're in this for the long haul. So again, I love it.
Kudos to you. You've done an excellent job, and you continue to do. I was I
Well,
wanted I wanted to throw out one point too. I know we got some beginners in here, we got a nice mix of people in here, which is really good. But when she said about the tracking that she doesn't do that anymore, or not as much,
She's a veteran.
she's a veteran and she has built the building blocks. She has put the foundation there that she can always rely on and go back to. And she does know that if she finds something, she has tracked so much that she knows this affects me, this doesn't. I do this, I don't do that. She has put those kind of building blocks together. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands that in that kind of sense, because she knew where she started. She tracked all the way up through there. She knew where she got to, and she knew what affected her. So you have to track long enough until you can do that confidently. And I think Olivia's probably in the same boat. She knows what to do and what not to do. Sue's getting there, I'm pretty sure. You know what your body feels. You're in tune with your body and you know how it feels when things change. So I just want all the beginners to know that you got to put the work in. Lori has definitely put the work in, and the results show. So
It does. And that's what makes this a lifestyle that it lasts a lifetime. That's what makes the difference. That's how you're going to go through seasons where it's just a rough time. I need to check it. I need to get my butt back on track. I need to get back into, within the boundaries. I need to get focused again and drive. And you'll get those seasons. But then you're going to have Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's really hard to stay focused and direct. It doesn't mean we jump ship, but it means, I don't fast the week of Thanksgiving. Not even going to try. I'm not going to fast the week of Christmas. I'm going to enjoy my family. Doesn't mean I have to jump ship and eat a bunch of crap, but I'm not going to stress out over I'm going to stand at Christmas dinner like this, like I'm not eating. You choose your battles. I'm not, you learn to do it and navigate to make it a lifestyle. And Lori, I'm so proud of you. The only other thing I'd like to ask you is the brain work. I am getting ready to run the brains course again, and come in and tell me or tell everybody else what do you think the benefit of the brains course? Everybody hears the brains course, and it is a medical grade course. So it's not the easiest of courses, but the information in it to me, I think, is just mind boggling and for everybody to understand. So come on in and tell me what you think, Lori.
um, I think it's a really good class, and it's not like keto in that it's going to say, do this and you'll see that, or, here's a stick and you pee on it. It's not like that. It's much more informational. So you understand how things work. And, as a nurse, I took a course in neurology, but I learned new things, especially how lifestyle things impact how your brain functions. So I
I
think
think
it's a very approachable, very good class.
And I think that is the win in it is understanding that you don't have to be a doctor level to understand the benefits that you can do. And I think the cool part of it is every module in it has something for everybody. Nope, I'm not having any babies anytime soon, but fetal alcohol syndrome resonated with me. There's just so many issues. I've never been an alcoholic, but you know what? When you see the brain of an alcoholic, we all have somebody we're affected by a brain. And if it does nothing but give you patience and more grace and love to deal with somebody that is an alcoholic, you'll understand why and better how to deal with it. There's so many things in that course that
even it touches on what you've just gone through your keto continuum, through your journey through that, and how those little steps affect your brain now, and how, like she said, with alcoholism, well, you just got done dealing with or are still dealing with an addiction to sugar. So you got to put that in the same realm. And it's learning that what triggers everything and how everything works. I mean, it's really, really cool. After you get through all of that, then you do the brains course and it's just like, oh, this is why.
There's no accident. Drboz taught us all how to do keto continuum first and then the brains course. Those of us that have had toxins put in, there's a whole module on medications. What do medications do to our brain? And it is the one that kicked me in the gut. I was never an alcoholic, never did drugs, never any of that stuff. But I took prescription drugs and I had chemo put in my body. And when you see that what the opiates that were prescribed to me, that my brain on opiates looks pretty comparable to the meth addict's brain that lived under a bridge, and they look so similar, it scared me to death. Like, I think that was the big takeaway in the brains course for me. And the punchline in it, you can go through and you can see the spec scan of an alcoholic, spec scan of a marijuana user, spec scan of a drug user, all go down through all these things. Then you get to the end of it and you realize prescription drugs, everything fits in that. And you get to the end of it, and the kind of punchline in it is when you see a brain of carbs and sugar and the addiction to carbs and sugar that each of us are dealing with as we work through these beginner steps, that addiction in the brain looks the same on a spec scan for a meth addict as it does a carb and sugarholic, addict. So we're all addicted to something. And I think the brains course is just beautiful in that. So I will be running a special on that too, and give everybody a coupon on that. I think we got the bugs worked out of it and can get everybody in and out easier now. And we know what's going to happen. So we're getting there. We're learning. But I will put it over there. And one of the things I'm trying to think of is I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do it a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or 2 weekends, 2 Friday and Saturdays. We're working on those kind of things instead of spreading it out for 10 weeks like we used to. So we're going to kind of cram it together, but they're intense days. So we're going to need 3 or 4 hours a day. The other thing, because it is not a cheap course, this is not a jump in and think you're going to fly by the seat of your pants and jump in. This is a big one. So I give out all of my people a $750 coupon off of it. And I'm trying to get it set up on the back end where you can make 2 payments on that and get it down so it won't be so expensive. So I'm trying to get it so we can afford it a little bit more. I might start it now, and then we have a vacation coming up at the end of the month. I will maybe get it started now so you can start making the payments on it, and then they'll be paid by the time we start the course after we get back. So we will get there, but I think there's beauty in all of that. So we'll get there. Lori, anything else that you want to share that you didn't touch on, or do you feel pretty confident?
Well, I was going to say I never feel totally confident.
You should.
You should.
Oh, thank you. Just any of the fellow keto people have any questions?
Anybody have questions for Lori? Anybody will come in and ask questions? Is everybody pretty good with her journey? She did a pretty good job explaining everything. So, Lori, first of all, I want to thank you for sharing everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
First of all, our love and grace back to you from clear at the beginning, the love and grace that you've given us. We just are grateful and thankful and forever a part of our family. And when we say we become family on here, we mean it. We become family, and we care and we love. And that's part of being in a tribe. And I think that's the beauty of pulling each other through these hurdles. The addiction isn't easy to break, but when you do it with like-minded people, that
sure helps a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah. Breast cancer isn't a good tribe to be in either.
right?
Nope.
Yeah, but you know what? We got a pretty cool sisterhood going on here.
Yeah, no, the sisterhood is good. Sorry,
We're the only ones that get it.
sisterhood, Rebecca.
Right? Sisterhood, nobody wants
there's
to belong to, but
Yeah,
we're glad.
there's some good women in that sisterhood.
You know, when we all talk about having cancer or diagnosis like that, I think there's so many good things and blessings that cancer steals so many things from you, but there's just things it gives you too.
Yeah.
It gives you an appreciation for love and friendship and life. And, you know, when you look at it and you hear people whining, oh, I can't have pizza, or oh, I can't do this, or oh, I want this. And it's like, do you want pizza Saturday or Christmas with your family next year? And when you can literally make that big of a easy choice, you kind of laugh at the struggles. It's like you're struggling over not getting a bag of chips. I'm just trying to keep my butt alive till next year for holidays to be with my kid. I'm a full-time job to keep alive. So I'm just proud to be here with you guys. I get it. So I love y'all. All right. You got who wants to come in and check in? We got
Thank you
yes,
very much,
thank you
Lori.
for sharing. We
Thank you,
appreciate
thank you. And so good
Yeah, I
to see
do
you.
have a question now that I'm thinking about it for
Okay.
you guys. I just had a mammogram a couple days ago
Mhm.
and had to get ultrasound because I didn't like what they saw. It was something to do with the massive amount of weight I've lost for some reason. I don't really understand it, but the only thing I don't really understand is there's some calcification areas in there that I don't know what that means. I guess it's nothing to worry about. I don't know.
They will, when they mammogram and do the ultrasound, you want to just let them read it. Let them go through everything and tell you what's going on. It might be a big shift in your chemistry. They may have always been there and you just couldn't see them as much before. They're not as visible on the scans. Now that you've lost so much weight, you probably don't have the density in there, the fatty tissue in there that you used to. So it may just be, it's just different than the last one you had, which is usually what they do. They compare this one to your last one and see how much change there is. If you've lost that much weight, they are probably seeing things in a density that is totally different than it was last time you had one. But I would make sure you follow up and let them do what they need to do and check what they need to check and just go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, she said, it is reassuring, but I don't really like to see stuff on there. Like, what does that mean? But
Yeah.
and actually, even after losing the weight, they said they were way more dense than they were the last time I had them.
I would still stick on, I bet you it's so different than what it was
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" From what she gave me the measurements on my breast, and I'm like, "Yeah, there's hardly
Wow.
anything there compared to what there was."
Hey,
So my nursing specialty was women's health. So got a little bit of background. And I was going to say exactly what Tammy said when you first told us what was going on, is they compare this year's with last year's or this year's with the last mammogram. And that's one of the main things that they decide where to look further is if they see changes from one year to the next. But boy, to have changes due to the massive weight loss, that's wonderful.
right.
Yep.
Right.
Well,
What
I hate to even say this, but it's been like 6 years since I've had a mammogram. She's been after me for about 2 years now, and I actually had it scheduled a couple times, but the other day she knows me pretty well by now. I was supposed to come back next week, and she's like, "Hey, we got some openings," and I was thinking, yeah, you want to get me in here while I was still up here by the hospital. I know what you were doing.
Nice. All right. Who wants to come in and check in next? Who's good? Here we go. Come on, everybody. Come
I
on
want
in.
to throw it out there real quick. Joanne had a question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
What
had a
was her-
question on Facebook. She said she's going on a trip
Okay.
and she doesn't want to go way off the rails,
Okay.
but she's going out for her anniversary. She planned on taking some food with her, but she's going to also eat out a lot while traveling.
Oh,
Is there a
we
way,
got this one.
is there a way to balance this and not plummet the DBR?
Absolutely. I will tell you, we're getting ready to travel at the end of the month and we're going to take you guys with us and show you how we do this. This is one of the areas we have mastered that we succeed at. It's actually good. You learn, first of all, if we used to make the big bag of munchies, the chips, the candy in there, the crunchies, the everything to keep in the car while we
The
were
trail
driving.
mix.
The trail mix. That would keep Lance driving for 20 hours straight. Just peanuts and nuts and candy and everything in that bag. So it's neat to see now We do the same thing, but we just reverse. It's not a bag of trail mix. Our trail mix is going to be pork belly, broken up bacon bits,
Beef jerky.
beef jerky. This is where we'll have some meat sticks. But the best part of it is we start out fasting and we go into it fasting. First of all, he's awake and alive and sharp and paying attention. He kills it. So we start out fasting. When we're ready to break, we calm down, get to the hotel or get wherever we're going for the night. Break when you're near a restroom. Don't break on the road. Note to self, make sure you understand that.
Somewhere in West Virginia, it was bad.
Don't break from the gas station eggs and beef sticks or
Mm.
pepperoni because it's ugly. Go to the hotel, sit down and get your meal in for the night. Break your fast nice and gently. Take frozen bone broth. Put the bone broth in a cooler. It's frozen. It helps keep the other things cool. Go prepped and ready. Hard-boiled eggs travel great. Beefs, all the beef things you can do. Cook the meat up ahead of time. You don't have to have it heated up anything. I mean, we literally put things in baggies and we go. And it's in a cooler. The bone broth keeps everything help frozen, keeping it cold. We just
And yes, this woman has actually taken bacon on a plane. So it does work.
it works. So bacon and just we've traveled with sardines. So that's another thing. I don't recommend it if you got people with you or we don't eat them in our car.
Nope.
We get out and sit at a rest stop or something. So it's not in my car. But we do travel with a sleeve of sardines and mackerel. So
And then again, too, when we get to where we're going, we like to enjoy ourselves
Yeah.
as well. There's a process of selection out there. I mean, you have so many things to eat. You know, usually when you go or if you go somewhere, you're going outside your realm. So there's going to be all these possibilities. Just remember what possibilities are the best. Try to go that way. You know what I mean? Yes, you could because of a special occasion.
I mean, if it's your anniversary, go get the steak, get the lobster, get the
Absolutely.
get a
Surf and turf is always good.
caprese salad's always good. You know, it's just a little tomatoes, some fresh mozz and stuff like that. Those kind of things, you can do those over and over and just go make it a special night. Go enjoy it, but it doesn't have to derail you. Your treat could be the caprese salad, not a big piece of cake or whatever. So be mindful of that, but
And especially your
enjoy it.
anniversary,
Enjoy it.
you're there to spend time. It's the time you're spending with each other. Just
You'll
remember
spend
that.
time with your love.
That's right.
Well, don't you get, I mean, that's the best part in it is
Absolutely.
make sure, again, this is the time where when you bow your head there for a minute, say grace, you pick your head up and you look across the table and say, thank you, Lord, for giving me the person that's sitting here with me. And it's not about the food. It is about the person sitting across from you that you get to love on and enjoy. And
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Just be mindful, Joanne. Just be mindful. You know the choices that you make at home. Just continue to make those choices out on the road. And
as much as I hate
do the best you can. Make
Yeah.
the best choices you can.
I hate to say this, but when we stop to get gas, there's that one big one that we stop at on the way down to our condo. They had hard-boiled eggs. They had beef sticks, cheese sticks, meat sticks. Now you got to watch the meat sticks because they can either have a whole lot of sugar and a whole lot of crap in them. Some are pretty good. The beef jerky and stuff. Make sure you're not getting the sugary ones. You're just getting the not the teriyaki.
Not
That's
the
usually
teriyaki.
anyway. The flavored ones that don't have all the
Just plain.
Watch the carbs on it. Read the back of the labels. But there are so many more options now than there used to be. There are little charcuterie boards,
Charcuterie.
boards in there now, little trays with meat and cheese in them and stuff like that. If you got to grab something on the go, don't be afraid to use that. Do it. I mean, they're processed meats. They're not perfect. They're not, but they're better than the trail mix.
Yep.
So.
And we are weird though. We drive everywhere. I don't like to fly as much. But we drive, but that's a perfect time to fast as well because you don't have as many potty breaks.
Don't have as many potty breaks. You don't have to stop and get the yucky food and have the gas station sushi jokes and all those things. You get this cruise on right by. And I love the fact too, when his ketones get that high and he's cruising like that, I know he's alert. So it's one of those, he's the driver, he ain't gonna let me drive. So I
not because she's a bad driver. It's against my rules.
So he won't let me drive. He drives me. But it's one of those things, he's sharp and alert, and that makes me comfortable. That makes me calm down and shut down and quit worrying about it, and he's got it. And I know when he's like that, you could just see he's focused, he's on, and we enjoy the travel. It's not just hurry up and get to the destination. We actually enjoy it. And take that little cooler, get the little cooler in the back seat, have it there and ready if you need it. But in all reality, get where you're going and enjoy it. And then go pick a happy meal that you want to do and enjoy, and do the best you can do and enjoy it, and say happy anniversary and take the win. So happy anniversary, Joanne.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Hope that helped.
Right. So, all right. Sue, you want to come in here? Come on in, Nance. Nancy needs to get to bed. Nancy, get in here first.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good tonight. Actually, I have some tea. Thank you. So my numbers have been pretty darn good. I've increased my fluids. I think I've had 90 ounces or something of fluids today. In my minerals. I ended up fasting like 24 hours, not 100% clean fast, because I drank an LMNT, half of one, so it wasn't 100%, but for me,
Pretty darn close.
You'll get there.
that's a fast for me. I just wasn't hungry after my 1 can of sardines. Yahoo!
All right.
So I didn't have to eat a second one. But
Win.
yes. So, but I got hungry, of course, in the evening, and I had to battle through that. And it was like, I wasn't going to eat a can of sardines. And so I didn't eat until like 9 o'clock this morning. And I didn't have a real huge breakfast, and then I went out to dinner with my dad. But I did pretty good, not eating between 9 and 3:30. I had 1 ounce of sauerkraut, just to because I was like getting hungry and like, okay, I don't do well hungry like that, hangry.
Hangry. I was just gonna say her probably attitude goes to hangry.
Yeah, well, it's not really hangry. It's just I feel like that blood sugar dropping, and that's just the most miserable feeling. And that's kind of how I feel. I don't know what my blood sugar was because I didn't check it. But I'm contemplating. I know, don't fall off your seat. Okay. I'm contemplating doing some fasting, but because I know I always shake my head, not me. And I still don't feel ready. Of course, there's a couple of people. Diana's one of them. Oh, your chemistry's good. You're ready to fast. You're fat adapted with those numbers, blah, 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 blah. Not what I really wanted to hear. But in my head, I just don't want to derail because this food thing, I'm not good with this, when I get to a point and then it's like, I blow it. I can't handle it.
Kudos to you for realizing that fact right there, because that is huge. If anybody didn't catch that, her chemistry is ready to take her into the next level. Could be possibly fasting for a time of some portion, but her mind isn't quite there yet. She's worried about that addiction that she has. And that's awesome to realize that and use caution in that area.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with idling to get you you're stable and strong. And then she's going to wake up a day and she's going to say, you know what? Today's the day.
Yep.
And she will go and she will do it and she'll conquer it. But until her head is ready in the game, I applaud you for not half-assing it and pushing to a place you're not ready to push and then falling backwards. So good for you.
I did it too many times with the sardines.
But that's the difference with the brain health in it. When you're learning what your mentality can handle right now.
Right.
Like you guys all seen me crash, when it was the month of my brother, it just was, I could not fast for nothing. It was just, I needed that comfort. I needed to work through it. And as soon as that was done and over and I got through it, I could start right back in and I was okay. But I knew I couldn't deal with the emotions and pushing through that.
Right.
So, I applaud you. I really do, because you've
yeah. So I'd like to push myself a little bit, but also to know how far I can push.
And you can always do it this is where this is so beautiful, because you can do it the way you need to do it. If you need to push and do a 24-hour, just shoot for a 24-hour,
And
Yeah.
convince yourself of that.
or shoot
Yeah.
for a 30-hour, whatever works in
Yeah.
your world for you, just for a
Okay.
certain amount of time, something that you know that is attainable, that you're not trying to push too hard, and that you won't fall totally off, something
Right.
that you can attain. Do that multiple times. Do that a couple times in a row. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay.
Gain some momentum in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Confidence.
some small victories there. Every time
Yeah.
is a victory. So
Yeah.
make
So
it attainable.
I've figured out that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work for me for either sardines or, if I do fasting. Dad wants to go out to eat on Thursdays, and I've decided, you know what? Thursdays I'm not having an eating window because it's what he wants to do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm doing. I tried to I can't do this, and it was like, it didn't go well. And not that he complained or anything, but so it's like I just decided, you know what, Thursdays is my my long day. If
It's
I
your
have
day
to
with
eat 3
Daddy.
meals a day, I eat 3 meals a day. I only ate 2 today, but I did eat something that wasn't on my program tonight. It was like a sugar-free or no sugar added, blah blah blah. But you know what? I bring my own hollandaise sauce. I bring my own salad dressing, and I brought my own whipped cream. I made it.
Nice.
Nice.
So we'll see, what my numbers look like tomorrow. I'm a little nervous about that. But
You will see.
but there's also a point that you can probably guess what your numbers are going to be, and probably be the closest out of any of us to guess your numbers. So you know what it's probably going to do to you. So there's not a whole lot of surprise there, but you didn't go totally whacked out.
And that's
Right,
the other thing
right.
is to think of how far you've come.
Absolutely.
Do you remember a few months ago when I talked to her about you need to fast or you need to start pushing?
Oh,
and
hell no, she said.
and got offline. She ran. She was ticked. She was not happy. And I'm telling
As a matter of fact, I quit.
Yep.
It's like hell to the no to the sardines. And it was just, we all get there. And
we don't have quitters in here, Nancy.
That's right.
Well,
We don't have
I
quitters.
had jumped from beginner to intermediate in the middle of the month. Probably wasn't a good idea, but I wanted to do that.
right.
And
How far? I mean, look at you now. And it's one of those.
I just
you
can't
get there.
believe the run that I'm having.
Yeah.
Just stay
and
with it.
I don't
it's
fall off. I don't, and it's great. I've had a good day today with my fluids and I think that's what it was. My
Yep.
fluids and my minerals,
Yep.
that I was lacking. That's why I was like, oh my gosh,
But I
exhausted.
think again, that's the beauty of getting to have a conversation. We got to have a little chat, go through some numbers, figure
Yeah.
out what you're doing, what you're not doing.
Yeah.
And that's where, people say, who needs a coach to do this? And it's like, you know what? That's where we work through your struggles. That's where we figure out what the problem is and help you through it.
Before I decided to join up with you, I tried to join up with you a long time ago, and I don't know, and I couldn't. I mean, there was just whatever. Anyways, it was like
Wasn't the right
everybody
time.
was not available or something. I don't know. Maybe your brother was sick during that time. I'm not sure, but I mean, it's a financial blah blah blah,
Yep.
and I did way too much when I first started with Boz because I was like buying in 100%. Of course, I went 200. But you know what? I had to decide how long do I want to flounder and fall off? How long do I want to do this for? Because I wasn't successful. I kept screwing up. I kept, how long do I want to play this game? And it was like, I don't want to play it. I don't want to
Awesome.
do that anymore. And that's really why, how and why I bought into doing this, this coaching, with you guys. And I'm so delighted that I found
We're
you
so
guys.
glad you did.
Yeah.
We are.
So
There is so much to be
Right.
learned in that though, when, some people can just do it and their chemistry would take off and just go. I mean, Lance used to watch some Dr. Barry videos, had his man crush going on, and he could just start eating some meat, and you just watched him. Like his body just tightened up and thinned out, and his body just was amazing. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm beating my head against the wall, trying everything. But learning that chemistry, learning how much the hormones affect, learning how to walk through the different steps, learning how I have to master and accomplish every step. And most of my coaching people do too. When you've had major illness, yet your body just don't kick in like his does.
And then there's everywhere in between those two extremes. You know what I
I'm one
mean?
extreme and he's the other. So we've got a
Absolutely.
good array of teaching moments between the two of us. And most people fit somewhere between the two of us, that you can learn so much from just learning your chemistry, but you have to master those platform steps first, those foundation steps.
And it's not just, even though as wonderful as you guys are, it's not just you guys. It's
Right.
the whole tribe. It's
It's-
Diane. It's Sue. It's people that I'm
Everybody in
getting to
here-
know, and they're getting to know me, and I can receive their encouragement because they know me and I know them, and
Absolutely.
that's huge. That's
As much as it
huge.
is everybody else here, it's also the person doing it as well.
Yep.
Don't lack on the credit for yourself when credit is due. You have put in the work, you have done the dirty work, and you're reaping the benefits now. And it's so cool to see people do that and know where they're probably going to go if they continue. And it's so enjoyable to see that. We wish you the best and just keep on trucking for
Yeah.
you.
Thank
I think
you.
there's such a blessing too, and having a tribe like this of knowing, I think it's one of the good things that came out of COVID. I'd have never done a darn Zoom class to save my life. There ain't no way I'd have got on with a bunch of strangers, done a Zoom, whatever. I think COVID gave us all that push of, I miss people. I couldn't bring people into my office and see them over my desk. I wasn't, medical license are a tough thing in Ohio. They are not easy to get, and but they are very easy to lose. Quick question.
Monica, hang on one
let
second,
me get-
Monica.
So I think it's one of the blessings that came of COVID. Is heart racing a newbie symptom? Yes, it usually means not enough water, not enough minerals. So increase the electrolytes, increase the water and fluids, and that usually will calm down. So most of the time, it's just that imbalance. So come on in.
So what type of minerals? Because so prior to this, I was a supplements fanatic. I'm probably my naturopath's favorite customer. But so anyway, I have like a lot of them, right? So I have trace minerals, and it's like salty, and it's got phosphorus, it's got zinc, it's got magnesium. What's the best? Because it's really weird. And lately, this week actually, I've been feeling really depleted, really tired.
Yes. So the more your inflammation's going, I know you're finally getting your carbs down. Let's go show you how funny we take this. I look at it, I want you to keep it as simple as you can. I used to be the supplement person. I sold supplements. I had them in my office. That was my jam too. I get it. And I'm telling you, when you get away from that and realize so few of them are bioavailable, so few of them are doing truly what they're supposed to do. How many times do we take them and you go to flush a toilet and you look at, and it's like, there's a whole capsule I just flushed. So, I mean, you will see those things more and more, and getting the high density nutrition stuff that we are taking now and eating now, that's our fuel. That's our medicine. That's our supplement. So the money that we save on the supplements, because I used to have the monthly subscriptions to everything I could get my hands on, the money you save, go put it in some good salt, good ribeye, good meat, good oils, good olive oils. Tap out on the minerals. Now, when it comes to the minerals and the electrolytes, so I keep it as stupid simple. So first of all, this is how serious we take. Baja Gold has really good high mineral content.
Sea salt.
And we just got a shipment today. So this is how serious we take our salt. Oh, we got the little bag.
Yeah, I got the little bag. I didn't want to throw the big bag back here.
We got a 50-pound bag too.
Yeah, something like that.
We got a 50-pound bag too. Keep it simple. If you like the drops, put the drops, daily minerals, the electrolyte drops in your water, or a big old scoop of that salt.
Either one of those two.
Simple.
And one thing that we did find, and I found, my body likes the Baja Gold. I crave it. It's weird because it's a different mineral content. There must be something in that one that isn't in Redmond's. I like Redmond's a lot. I've used Redmond's a lot. I use it every day in my water, in my coffee, all the time, every day, doesn't matter. But Baja, it was just one of something I tried, and it was like, wow, this I need it. I can tell that my body needs something in that. So,
And Monica, depending on how active you are, I know Lance is a crazy person. Like he's 20,000 steps a day person. Um, if you're active like that too, and your inflammation's coming down and everything's coming out, you may be one of those people. I mean, if you would see how much salt he puts in his coffee, you'd be like, dang, dude, what you making there? I mean, you watch him do it and it's
I
crazy.
put it to at least a teaspoon in my coffee, in my 20-ounce coffee.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not a pinch or a sprinkle. I mean, it's
And in my 40-ounce water bottle that I take to work, I put two teaspoons.
so
Wow.
he's starting
I've
his
been doing that too.
he's starting his morning out with a tablespoon of salt. So
Okay.
And but I found that my body needs that. One other thing I will say with the heart racing thing, my dad had the same thing. When he was low on his minerals. Now, granted, he's 84. He has had some heart issues in previously. He has
but it was dehydrated. He has AFib.
but he got dehydrated and had that arrhythmia going on because he was dehydrated. So that might be the dehydration part. You're lacking in minerals will give you that heart racing as well.
Yeah.
I have terrible gut issues, so I everything that you're saying, I think is because of the absorption from my gut. So I think everything checks out, even if if there's an age gap on symptoms. I think it checks out for me. It's
And with the gut health, you guys know what I'm going to say. I swear by the homemade bone broth. Have that sip that bone broth every day on an empty stomach to heal that permeability, to heal those issues of the gut. That mucosal layer from entrance to exit has got to be healthy and strong. I mean, that's the gut issues. That's that irritable bowel stuff. That's the IB, all the things that do the bone broth. No harm, no foul. If you don't need it, well, Lori was talking. I mean, when she was talking about the freckles on the lining of that, can you imagine what chemo has done to the lining of her stomach? She just got a visual to see it. So the rest of us, we have issues with our gut because of the medications we take and the things we've put in. Bone broth, I look at it as just a happy, let's shoot clean up and just keep getting some bone broth because I'm sure I've done something to hurt it. So we all need it. The gut is that, permeable and just got to heal it. So good job, Monica. But I would work on the water, the minerals, and don't be afraid. Again, Keto Chow has nice ones if you want something convenient just for, it's just
Electrolyte
drops.
yeah.
Electrolyte drops. They've got the fasting, they got the daily minerals. Get the minerals in you. If you've got them, use what you have. I wouldn't go overboard on making sure there are a million things in that bottle. Just get the
just keep it simple. Something that you can do. Something again, like it's attainable. Something that's attainable for you every day to do. And
one thing though, I've noticed
your body will tell you. It really will.
And if I'm reading you right, Monica, I think we're probably sisters on this. I had cabinets and drawers full of supplements.
Oh my gosh.
Drawers,
embarrassing.
closet, boxes in the closet, kitchen cabinet, up this shelf is this supplements. Then pull out a drawer. Oh, wait, the other ones are over here.
I may take a picture.
Shut up. I love how now they're dwindling down that, you know what? I don't need to replace all these. And it feels so good to know that I got my salt. I got me some good minerals. There ain't a whole lot.
Remember
and
when
vitamin D.
I remember when you wouldn't leave the house without your juice caps.
Right? Does anybody remember the old Juice Plus days? Did anybody take Juice Plus? 2 capsules was like eating 7 pounds of fruit.
Not.
But that was great for the glucose. But I mean, it was just those kind of things. You look at it now. Now I actually threw my Juice Plus away. I mean, they probably expired 10 years ago, but I finally decided to throw them away. But you get through those supplements and it's like, it feels good to know, you know what? I get my nutrition through my food. I do not need to buy a processed version of it that's 10 times overrated, 10 times overpriced. Get the nutrition in through your food. And that is what most of us do. Short of the vitamin D and the minerals, there ain't a whole hell of a lot we need.
And then don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Really.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple between the numbers and what you're putting in. Let your body do what it's meant to do. And I think we've gotten so far away from letting our bodies just do its job and giving it the building blocks to do that job. And I just think we'll get there. We'll get there together, but make it simple. Make it simple.
Thank you, Monica.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Who wants to come in? Come on in. Dorothy, you want to come check in?
Sure. I'll come check in.
Okay.
As you know, we're camping and I've kept my DBR under 40
Jeez.
for a week camping.
You go, girl.
So I'm very proud of that. I've been under 80 since the 14th of September. So
That's awesome.
and that was with having my colonoscopy. So I'm excited and doesn't matter what anybody else is eating, I'm staying on course. So
I love it.
I appreciate all the
You can
support.
see it.
and
Your face.
I agree with Nancy. I agree with Nancy on the tribe because I've tried to do this before by myself and I always would fall off. But knowing that I'm going to come on here and that you guys can see my numbers every morning is keeping me going on course. So
You could see it in your face. You have an energy about you now. You have momentum
You
on
have
your
the glow.
side, and you just see it. You're intense and everything. I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome.
I love it.
And I've walked 2 miles every day since I've been up here. So
Nice.
Nice.
That's my goal next week.
That's a big win.
That is. We all got to start encouraging each other and pushing each other along. I'm going to add
and
things.
I've hit 8,000 steps except for the day I had the colonoscopy. So
Woo!
Nice. Now you're up there with Lance.
Getting there.
Yeah. I'm one down on
I don't
that.
know if I'll ever hit 20.
Only 12,000 to go.
Only 12,000 to go. Yeah.
Sometimes she over exaggerates a little bit. There's only, I think, a couple days last month as I had 20,000. So, I mean, right now
I hit 20,000 in a month.
I hit almost 12,000 today. So I was a little bit short.
Slacker.
Yeah,
right?
I know, right?
Slacking. You slacking.
It's only
went
6 miles. I mean,
Only went 6 miles. That's right.
That's across our town. Like that's like walking from one end to the other. But, yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Come on in, Olivia.
Good job, Dorothy.
Yes.
Keep it up.
All right.
Everybody's doing so good. That's so
Right?
great. Yes, they are. Yeah, so I just finished my 6th week of 8 weeks in a row of 72-hour fasts.
Nice.
And yeah, feeling good, doing good. This time around I started on Sunday and then on Tuesday evening at around the 58 hours and 45 minutes, something like that. I felt just a tad little weird and I thought, oh, my glucose is probably down. And I went and checked it and it was down to 37.
Holy Toledo!
And my ketones were at 7.7, which meant
Good.
that I had a
What single digit was that?
4. But so anyway, I went back and looked at my notes from previous times when it had been a 4, and I didn't write anything about feeling weird or feeling bad.
Yeah.
But I did feel a little bit weird, so I went ahead and ate my little patty with cod liver and sardines, and I had some bone broth, and of course my glucose came back up. And then the next morning it was, I think my DBR was 7.
Oh, jeez.
Slacker.
But I was curious because I don't list them to see how many times it's been at 4. So I went to my ketomojo and looked at the graphs and, kind of clicked on them where you can see what the glucose was and the ketones was at, and it doesn't tell you the DBR there, but you can do the math and figure it out. So I did go back to September 27th of 2023, which I was doing the 21-day metabolic course with you. And I found that, I wrote them down so I could remember, but I found that 12 times since then, my DBR has been 4.
Wow.
And then 4 times my glucose has been in the 30s, which I didn't remember that. So it's one time it was 32, 34, 35, and then this week 37. Nice. And during those times when the DBR has been 4-ish, my ketones were 7.7, between 7.7 and 11.3. And so, yeah, and the weird thing about it now, Ketomojo does round up or they round down. So, you just have to go with whatever whatever number they give you for the DBR. But since I was looking at the graphs and you don't have the DBR, I just went ahead and did it manually to see what those were, what the DBR was. And so 3 times it was less than 4, which I was shocked. I was like, yeah, one time it was 3.3, 3.9, and 3.9. So and like I said, I didn't write any note because I keep them in the notes area on my phone just to, so that I can go back and figure out, well, what happened then? Or was I feeling bad? Is that why I broke the fast or that kind of thing? And again, there was no other time where I wrote a note that I, felt bad.
You are a machine.
Oh,
I am
so many teaching moments in that.
amazing.
Again, when we say about tracking, you know how she knows all that? She could go back and look. And that is why, even over in the group, when we put that daily check-in, I know it's annoying seeing the same post 50,000 times, but I'm telling you, we don't delete those. You can go back and look and see what your numbers were a year ago today. We've been doing this for a couple years now that there's enough information on there. Go look at your numbers. That's why put them over there. We got them. Then all you got to do is go in and bring that up.
But so many kudos, it's unreal
Right?
for the amount of work that you've done and the amount of work you continue to do. I mean, it's just fabulous. I mean, and this is truly your lifestyle. I mean, you should be teaching.
Right? I mean, it's just she's just such a win. And Olivia, I always say that, I always brag about you.
Just to like reinforce what she's saying here. So last year when we were in Tammy's group together, and then we were in the support group afterwards. So Olivia's coming in and she's sharing her numbers, right? And like, we're all stunned because it's so incredible. And I remember her saying like, well, ketomojo doesn't go past like 8 or so, it just says high. Right. And so I remember asking her, well, how do you feel? And she's like, I feel fine. I feel great. So I am like I'm just saying that's what you reported to us too, Olivia, when you had these really low numbers, like you're like, no, I feel fine. And that's why Tammy, when I came to her name in our group just recently, Margaret was like, she has numbers like Olivia. And it's like her first time doing it. And she's all
panicked.
She's like panicked. And I'm thinking of Olivia. I'm going, well, Olivia didn't die. I mean, apparently.
No, I'm just Olivia's system is it's just amazing.
But I want to say her system didn't always do that.
No, it didn't.
She's done the work. That's the beauty of it. It's not like she just came in and is like, oh, I'm just good and healthy and crap out ketones like a crazy person. That is not, I mean, she's done the work. And when you see what her chemistry and the things she's overcome and done, it's because she does the work with, I mean,
and as much as her numbers are wonderful and everything else good about them, I don't want people to freak out and say that's unattainable, because it's not. If you put in the work, beginners, intermediates, clear across the board, if you do your due diligence, can you get there? The possibility is always there for you to do exactly what she did. Yep. If you put the work in,
willing to do it,
as long as it takes. That's what Olivia's in this for, the long run. She is not fooling around. She doesn't make excuses. She just does it day in, day out, month after month, after year after year.
This isn't a 12-week course. This isn't this is a lifestyle. This is what can you do that you can make this last a lifestyle. And Olivia, we're just so proud and so blessed. And I just want to say, I always brag about this. Olivia, share how old you are.
How old I am?
Yes. I know she don't care.
I'm 69. I'm 68, about to be 69 in February.
Amazing.
She's just so beautiful. And it's like, to look at like that at that age, it's like, that's goals right there. I don't know about the rest of you, but that's a goal. I mean,
absolutely.
She's just beautiful inside and out, and we're just blessed to have you on our team, Olivia.
Thank you.
Yes.
For the motivation.
Right.
Oh, thank you. I mean, and I couldn't have done this. I like some folks have said, at first I kind of floundered. I didn't have a support group. I didn't even know they had support groups. So to have been with Tammy and Lance now for about 3 years, It's just been
Wow.
such a blessing, and to have the tribe that we have right now, it's just very encouraging, very inspiring. That the folks are doing so well, and so yeah, to have the support it really means a lot. Yeah.
We love you,
Thank
girl.
you.
We know you do. All right. Who we got here? Clay, you want to come in? Come and check in. Who we got left? Tina and
Tina.
Joanne. Joanne might be at work.
Joanne's at work.
So,
All right.
doing a fish fast. I've still got a couple days left on that. And then I travel twice next week, so I'll be in Nashville first part of the week, and then I'm going to Keto Palooza in Louisville.
Nice.
So
Take your
I
notebook.
do what?
Take your notebook.
Oh yeah,
There'll be
definitely.
a lot of info there, bro.
Yeah, this is our second year going back there. We met Dr. Barry and Tony Hampton and Dr. Boz and other people last
Sweet.
year. So doing good. I had a revelation this week. Probably should have had it sooner. I'm I'm in my mind. I'm like, am I carnivore? Am I keto? Am I ketovore? That doesn't matter. It's all about the ketones. And it's Dr. I swear our phones are listening to my conversations, because Dr. Boz had a 1 minute video or 2 minute video that popped up about her trying to, tell people if it's about the ketones. So that's been really encouraging to me. Just like every day I get up and say it's about the ketones, and using the tools to check. My blood sugar's still high, but it's not as high as it was. My DBR, I think, was 108. I think a day or two ago it was maybe in the 90s. So I'm frustrated that my blood sugar's still high, but I've got excess insulin, excess glucose for 30 years. I mean, so I've got to be patient. I'm frustrated with Facebook because I'm trying to get into the group, and I created a new account and they denied me for some reason. And so I went back to my old account and tried to log in, and it's this little hold screen that says check back. We usually take 48 hours to let you in. So, it's just weird. I don't know what the holdup is, but I'm trying to get in. I'll figure something out, some way around that.
You might need to play the game and go make up a new email.
He did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did.
And a new name, and just go in with something totally bogus.
But they asked for my phone number and like had me prove I wasn't a robot by making a video and looking where the arrow on the screen pointed, and you had to look down and look.
Oh my gosh.
My
How do you
son,
make
my
help
son's
that?
my son's an IT guy, and he said that they are the most uh
That's
like
crazy.
they have bots, is what he called them, like so many fake accounts that
I
from
can't
all
get
over the world that they've really cracked down. So
I
I'll
hope
get
so.
We clean
it
them up
figured
every
out.
day.
I clean them up
Clay, first,
every night.
Clay, I'm so proud of you too. I mean, you've come so far. If anybody doesn't know, I mean, Clay's numbers a month ago were off the charts. He was one
Yeah,
of
my
those
DBR was like 700.
maxed out on meds, everything. And through the 21-day course, he kicked butt. He's done it. He stayed committed. And Clay, I just applaud you, because right now it's going to be consistency. It's going to be you're in it for the long haul. That glucose will come down as you quit putting more in and overflowing that bucket. That
Yeah.
glucose will get better and better and better. And I'm just proud of you for the work you've done. I can't wait till you can get over in the group. Everybody's going to be able to cheer each other on. You're going to love it over there. I know your personality, so you're going to fit right in over there. Let me know as soon as you get in, and we will get you in over there. So no worries about that.
And I was gonna say, brother, you're on your own journey. Let all these people here, let them be intimidating. They're not trying to be intimidating. They're succeeding. Don't let their success be intimidating to you, because you have had and will continue to have success as long as you stay with it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
just keep getting it, man.
You got it.
That revelation of my target every day is to look at my numbers, figure out what I ate. Use chronometer, and it's like if I'm not producing ketones, that's the problem. Target that. Figure out what caused that, even if it was sleep or so all
So many
about the
things
ketones.
affect it. So many things affect that DBR between the sleep, between your ketones. Again, this is where I always put it. I have a carnivore mindset, but a keto chemistry. So
Yeah.
my mindset of how I think about it is, okay, I'm going to eat the meat. Do I always just eat the meat? No, I might have a salad, or I've had a piece of today I had the caprese salad. We have fresh basil out there that needs dehydrated. I had some fresh tomatoes out of the garden from church, and it's just okay. So I had a couple bites of caprese with my pork belly.
Yeah.
That was my meal. I mean, it was too easy, but so it's a carnivore mindset. I think of the meat, but occasionally I add something to it. So, but it's about the ketones. I've got to have ketones in circulation so I can keep healing. That's what my body needs.
Yep.
And that's where we'll get there. So you'll learn that chemistry shift as your body progresses through. So you'll get there. So come on in.
Keep going, Clay.
Good job, Clay. Come on in, Tina.
Hello.
Hello.
Doing okay. Not as good as I was. I was like easy street.
Right.
And then I ate something that somebody else cooked. And then my DVR went up and I was like, oh no.
Yep.
I mean, I
Simple
still
as
am
that.
producing ketones, but they're much lower and my glucose is higher. So I'm just trying to stay the course and see if I can just bring it back down without really pushing myself. But I mean, I could do a sardine fast if it comes down to that. I was really trying to take a sardine break though.
You know what? I think after the 21 day, a lot of us were ready for a sardine. I still haven't since that week I got
She
sick.
has an issue.
I'm still worried.
I haven't.
I'm just not there yet.
I won't open a can.
He has to go outside right now. I don't even want to smell him right now. But again, Tina,
That's
when
the way I
told
was
you-
feeling.
when I told you to ride that wave out because it was going to ride that wave until it stops working, then you know you're ready to push to the next level.
I'm gonna throw out there too. Same thing with Nancy. I know she's off camera right now, but Nancy, you better ride that wave while you can.
Right?
So, I mean, how long do you wait while you're
You don't.
so
If you
you're
want
saying I should push it to the next
You want
level.
your if you want your numbers back, you need to do what you were doing beforehand.
Does everybody understand? No,
do
not
want
even
them.
doing what she was doing beforehand,
No,
but
but before what
Now
got you.
I need to push it to the next level to get back to where I was.
Yep.
push, because this is where
Okay.
if you stay off course, this is where you're going to progressively keep going the wrong direction.
And your mindset's going to change.
So you ate something that you shouldn't, whatever. It's done, it's over. Put it behind you. But now it's time to push again. And I make that be the kind of the trade-off. If I'm going to give myself a treat day that I do something that I normally wouldn't do, I commit to myself tomorrow's cleanup. Tomorrow is cleanup, not
next week.
Not next week.
Not
Tomorrow's
this
cleanup.
weekend.
Whether that be, we've ate burger, pork belly, and eggs all week. That's all we've had. Literally. I've been trying to close my eating window early in the day. It's literally, I've had the pork belly in, put an egg on top, and we're good to go. He comes home, I cook him an egg, or cook him a half a dozen eggs, and and a pound of pork belly or burgers.
A couple burgers or some pork belly or something or both or
But it's just
whatever.
nice and simple. It's just, but Tina, what you're gonna need to push to the next level. Ride it out as long as your numbers were good. But everybody understand that when your numbers quit, what you're doing quits working, then it's time to move to the next level.
Yep.
And that's how you know your chemistry is adjusted, because your body starts to catch up and say, hey, I got this. We're good. No. Okay. So now I'm going to stress you back one more time. Stress.
Okay.
It's the same thing as working out.
Yep.
If you want to build muscle, you have to tear that muscle down multiple times to build it on top of each other. It's the same thing with your metabolism, with your chemistry in your body. If you want it to go to a certain direction, you're going to have to push it.
And mind you, too, if you have a DBR, if your DBR is just creeping up and the glucose is creeping up and you're still eating, having a nice tight eating window, closing earlier than during the day and things like that, that is when then you start paying attention to, okay, can I get a sauna in? Can I get an extra walk in? Can I get a cold plunge in? Can I, that is where you start cleaning it up, training, just teaching your body to do something different, push your body to a different level and rotate through those stressors. The stress isn't
Well,
all.
and I haven't tried a lot of those stressors, so
There you go.
I have
And then
a lot of things I could still try.
There you go.
now don't freak out too when you take your numbers after you've done a stress like that, like a physical stress or a sauna or a cold plunge, something like that that's out of your realm. Your glucose is going to go up.
Oh,
Don't freak out.
Yeah.
Because
So you're shooting cleanup.
yep,
So think of it that way. You're pulling glucose out of storage.
it'll pull it out of storage.
So, especially if you're fasting or sardining.
I haven't done a clean fast, just a sardine one.
Well, guess what?
At some
Nancy, what do we got to tell her to do?
point, Nancy's gonna laugh.
I love it.
Listen to your body.
Right?
Good point.
It's time to push. Kind of like
Yes,
having a
okay.
baby. You know, when labor pains are coming and it's time for the baby, it's time. It's just time to push.
But all joking aside, Tina, yeah, you need to
got
get
this.
back to what you were doing, and just the sooner you get back, and sooner you get more diligent, the quicker your numbers will return.
Yep, you'll get there.
Yeah, I have already returned to what I was doing, but that hasn't dropped them. So clearly I need to do something different
Yep.
to stress it.
Next step.
Next step.
Okay.
Good job. Come on in, Rebecca.
Stick with it, Tina.
Okay, I'm doing good. I am having troubles, not like Clay's having, but similarly in that I cannot post my numbers on the Facebook page. I post them and then it gives me a notice. It comes back and says declined. And so I tried to like send a message saying, hey, this is what's happening, and that got declined. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I downloaded, I can see everybody else's stuff, but I can't post anything.
Are you signed into your Facebook? Are you just seeing you're signed in? You can go to your profile and see.
I'm like, I can see all my other groups. I can see all of that. I can see this group. I can see all the different groups that you've got. And I found the one where everybody's posting. And
you don't have a picture or nothing on your name, do you?
Put a picture. I don't care. Put a picture of a flower. Put something in your profile.
I do have a picture of my name.
Not on our end has just a circle.
Oh, okay. So
it just has the gray circle with like a
outline of the
dark
person.
gray.
Really?
Yes.
And if you don't want your face, just go put a flower. Put a anything there.
Well, normally I have my Facebook picture on there, so I don't know. Okay, I don't even know.
Okay, so it's on your top. It's on your top banner, but your little individual. There's the little individual one that's just supposed to be your face or whatever you want there.
Yeah.
Put one there.
Okay.
Edit that because when the bots try to come in, they come in with no picture because we try to vet the profiles.
That's
we have it declined. You're right. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Have it declined.
Okay, I'll fix that. Okay, yeah.
Then you should be fine.
Okay.
When I just brought up your page or your profile, I see you and your husband with a picture of a water fountain, your big background picture.
Yeah.
When you look at the little circle right in front of your name, that's the one that needs changed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, my numbers are going great. I cannot say enough about the sauna. Oh my gosh. So I got my sauna a week ago, like last Monday. So I've done every day since then, like every night. And here's the crazy thing. I've had insomnia since 1988. Okay. And, okay. That's how old I am. Okay. And so, and I was 30 then or 32, something like that. So here I am. I have slept like straight through for not a full 8 hours, but like 6, 7.5 hours. And I haven't done that. And I cannot tell you how weird that is. Okay. And how great it is. Now I would love to say, oh, I'm feeling really energized. I'm not. I'm like, wow, it's kind of puzzling. I feel like worse, but I think it's because of all these years.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so it just got, but what's crazy is it just puts me out. I mean, I'm like, it's amazing. And Anyway, and so I don't know that it's this particular sauna. I have no idea. All I know is it's working. And I never would have thought I could do a sauna because I don't like humid. Well, it's the infrared kind, the far infrared kind. Okay, that relaxed one. So it's not steamy.
Yep.
I'm steamy in it. Okay.
And you're a hot mama.
It's like when I used to be able to work out like crazy. I mean, I got sweat pouring in my ears. My whole head is like, and so when I've tried to take my temperature, stuff like that, that doesn't work very well. And I think it's because my head's out of it. And so that doesn't, because I'm doing it in my ear. But my pulse is going up, zone 2, the whole thing for the 20 plus minutes. Yeah. And so anyway, I'm like thrilled at that. And it's making my numbers good. So like today, like this morning, my glucose is under 100, which I was really struggling to get it there. But my DVRs are running good. So like, nice. I don't know what this morning was. I think it was a little bit up, but this is, I didn't do the fast on, I didn't do my 72 hours starting on Sunday because of my schedule. So this is only my second day in the, so tomorrow is when I finish it. And so, but it's, it's dropping. I just ran it right before here, but I know this is late in the day, but it was like 22, my DVR. So it's like, it's all going good. And it was like 40 this morning. Great. So, it's going in the right direction.
Nice.
So I just want to save.
Rebecca,
ride that rave.
Rebecca, you're doing awesome. And just everybody understand what she's saying. Doing that sauna, hey, I can't get to the gym right now and work out either, but you know what? I have a sauna downstairs and you just inspire me that I need to go use it. Do the stressor that you can.
Thinking the exact same thing. We're getting in a sauna tonight.
It's crazy because it's like a time consuming thing, right? It takes like a little over an hour really, because it's like you can't jump first off. And now this one heats up fast. So I can basically turn it on, go change clothes, come back. Okay. And then after that, it's like I'm in there for like, I tried to get it up to 30 minutes, but I'm telling you that last 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, please get me out. Mercy, let me out of this thing. Yeah.
That's what I tell him. Unless I'm flopping on the floor, don't let me out.
I know. I'm looking at the timer it's going tick. It seems like it's so slow the last 5 minutes. But then I get out and you're not supposed to just jump in the shower, which I want to kind of do because I'm so sweaty. But the thing about it is I'm like kind of woozy when I get out. So it's like I have to go sit down for about another 20 minutes and then I can go do it. And then I'm fine. Yep. But it's like, it's a process. And I'm like, this is a big time commitment. However, it's equivalent to like doing a workout or something.
Absolutely.
Which I used to be doing all the time. And so my hope is that this will help me to get to the point where I can be doing all that again. That's why I'm doing all of this.
Right. So. And that's you hit the nail on the head right there. Is it's even when we can't, I'm trying to put this over here for you guys. There we go. That looks better. The link to I have some listed on my Amazon store.
This is for Joanne again.
For Joanne, if you're wanting to look at, go onto my Amazon store. It's amazon.com/shop Journey to Healing, Health and Beauty. So anyways, go to that link. There are some different saunas and stuff on there, but we recommend, unless you've got the money, I mean, the relax one is amazing. It is not cheap. So we do the best you can do. Again, it's not a money thing. It is do the best you can do. We started out, we had the little zipper one that we have over here on Amazon. No harm, no foul. Mr. Marketplace here watched and found us one. If you watch on Marketplace for them, I am telling you, it's like every other piece of fitness equipment. When people get tired of them, they'll give them away just to get them rid of them. I mean, we got like an $1,800 one for $300. I mean, just some silly.
And it works.
And it's fine. There is nothing to them. Unless you're going to you have the money to invest and do the far infrared and all the magic happy stuff with it. I just need heated up right now. And for $300, I can do that. It's the best we could do right now. I can't afford a big, huge, expensive one. So do the best you can do. Just same thing with our cold plunge. We don't have a big fancy cold plunge. It's a cast iron tub
we got for free
from a farmer out in the field. And he brought it home, cleaned it up, painted it, sandblasted, whatever, cleaned it all up. It sits out there. It's nice and cute.
I may have lead poisoning from the paint that was on there, but at least we got a good cold plunge.
But it's cast iron, so we fill it up with the hose, and add 40 pounds of ice to it. And I'm telling you, we're below 50 degrees. I mean, probably more in the 45.
Well, groundwater here, it comes out
52.
right around 52 degrees.
So we're probably looking 45 degrees by the time we put the ice in it. It's not an expense thing. It is literally do the best you can do. And right now it's working. So I hope to have a big fancy chilled cold plunge someday. Yeah. But right now I'm good with my tub my honey made me.
Your tub. But it is cool because I've tracked my heart rate in the sauna while I was doing it, and ours gets up to 140 degrees, and I think I stay in there for like 45 minutes. I like it. It really is cool. But I found out that my heart rate, I've gotten it up around 100, and that's where it stays.
Yeah.
Towards the end of that, it's upper. My normal resting heart rate is in the 50s, sometimes the low 40s, or I'm sorry, the high 40s, low 50s. That's where my normal is. So for me to get up to 100, that's effort for me.
Yeah.
But a sauna will do that, and I'm not moving. So that tells you the stress that your body can attain with that. I think your heart rate goes up to, I think we've seen 145 at one point.
145, 150.
Oh
Mine
my
goes really
God.
high.
It goes high,
stresses
it goes
me.
high quick.
It
What
gets
does your
But-
heart rate do in the cold plunge?
It will go up and then it
Stops.
comes down.
Well, yeah,
Right?
it goes up and then comes down, and it mellows out. It's really cool.
It's weird to watch. It's
Does-
crazy.
Do you have, okay, I just want to ask this because I've never done saunas before, and this is the weirdest experience that happens to me. So when I first get in, oh, it just feels wonderful. It's like it's all cozy and you feel like it's like a hug. I mean, it's really nice. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
relax.
It's about 10 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes into it, and I'm not really sweating at this point. Okay. I don't know what part of my body this is, but it's in my abdomen, goes clunk, clunk, like that. Do you guys have that happen? No, you're looking at me in shock, like, no.
No, I think I know what you. It's almost like your body says, "Oh, wait a minute, we're stressing right now."
And it's like a weird kind of,
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong. It's just odd. And then it calms down, but it does it for a couple minutes, like not continuously, just like I'll feel it. And I'm like,
I wonder what that is. I'm curious.
it's her body saying, "Oh, this is a nice hug."
Well,
Okay, that's enough.
it is so bizarre, Tammy. It's like, because you've had babies, okay? It's almost
baby
like,
kicking.
yeah, except for that it's in the middle of your abdomen. It's not in the same place where a baby does it, but it's that kind of weird, like this feels so foreign.
I wonder what that is. I'm
I
curious.
have no idea. Nothing seems wrong.
Apparently, we're gonna go try it.
Right? I'll let you know if the baby's kicking, man.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys.
I love it.
That's awesome, though. Good job.
Yes. If we missed anybody tonight, I know we've run over tonight, guys. But first of all, I want to thank Lori for coming in, sharing your story.
Yes.
It was a pleasure. Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah. Lori, get back over in our group with us, and you got to come and get to know these people. We got some good people right now. It's fun again.
People. No whiners.
Right. It's when we've got a good group. We've got a good tribe. We've built a good tribe.
Yep.
We're proud of our
Tribe is
people,
rocking.
so we are. We love y'all. And just know we will be over here. Classes, or if anybody's wanting in class still, you can still get in. No big deal. We're getting there. And brains course, we're going to get that figured out and posted. So kind of be mindful what days you would be able to do it, how people would prefer. I'd like to do it something people can, sink their teeth into and show up, because I could put you in the course and you can go home, watch the course at home all you want, just like Keto Continuum. You can go home, watch it by yourself. It's no big deal. I think the true win in both courses is right here.
And when you get in like this,
when you get in with the brains course and you sit and you talk through the modules and share how we can each relate to each of those modules, that's the stories that you're going to remember. That's the stories that's going to make it sink in, and that's going to give you the brain health. So,
and just remember, you're going to have to put your brain cap on for sure, because it's going to be a lot of information.
And especially if we cram it for 3-4 hours a day, it's a lot. So be mindful of that, it's not easy. It's a lot of information. So have your sleep planned out, have things ready to go. You want your brain working to watch the brains course and learn from it, so we can all share each other's experience. We're all addicts of one sort or another. Everybody, we all are. And it's one of those, when you learn the difference of the addictions and what you can do in your brain, Those are the things that truly will make a long-term health for you, is turning that brain health around. And, you know, Dr. Boz is a brain specialist, and that's what she specializes in and her passion is in. And when she teaches the brains course, it's just, I love it. I truly, there are modules in there I will watch till my last breath, that they just kick in for me. But
Yeah,
I
I do
love
want
it.
to say something to Nancy before you get off.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to push you at all into the fasting. I love you, girl, but
Oh, no.
and I will tell you too. I said that I feel like Superwoman, but I am a little over 30 hours fasted right now, and it was not intentional, but all the crap I had done yesterday has really messed with my stomach, and I couldn't even keep bone broth down last night. And right now, I'm really hungry. I kind of had a crazy day. I scheduled something I didn't need to do. I thought, well, I'm going to try to do DoorDash. Well, after just getting that knee injection yesterday, I'm not supposed to be on my knee for 72 hours, but I thought, oh, I scheduled this. So I was in the car for like 5 hours, and I drank a ton of water, but I'm really hungry right now, so I don't know. I want to see.
Try some more bone broth if you do anything.
I've never seen my glucose that high.
No.
It was like 160 something yesterday, but it is down about 40 points tonight. I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow, but
keep
totally shocked with all that I still had ketones at 1.6 this morning. I'm like,
nice.
Huh?
You're stressing.
That's awesome. But with you getting the injections, I would go ahead, keep, if you need to start drinking, if you get much below 1, start drinking them and help your body.
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried to eat anything yet. I want to see. I couldn't even keep the bone broth down last night. My stomach
fast and give it a break. Just fast and get through the night. Try again in the morning.
But yeah, it's not fun all the time. I really am hungry right now. I'm like,
it's not fun.
Fasting isn't always fun. There's moments we look at each other like, oh, it's like, but it's already here. You can, when you work through
put some salt in your mouth.
Yep.
And I didn't start out with 72 hours. I made it 24 hours, and then well, let's try a little further next time. And for me, about 48 hours is when the Superwoman thing usually kicks in. But
that 48 to 72 is my favorite time. Like from 48 to 72 is where it works. And then it's like, all right.
Before that, though, we're always looking at each other like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's too late.
Or one of us will be doing great and the other one will be slacking, so we pull each other along.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, don't you go near the, we have that, our fridge has an iPad thing like on the one door of it that it looks like a big iPad screen. So we have a picture of us with Dr. Boz and it says, you're not hungry, shut the damn door.
Yep.
On the pad, we wrote it out with our picture of Boz. So if we go heading towards the fridge, she's looking at us.
Right, but that's the way it works, though. I mean, one night she'll be like, "Oh, I'm just starving. You want a break?" I'm like, "No, I'm doing good tonight. So I don't care what you do. I'm not breaking." Then she's, "Oh, all right, then fine.
We're good. We got this." All right, Monica, have a good night. We love y'all. We will see you guys over in the group this week. Thank you guys all for checking in tonight.
Have a great week, guys.
Have a great week. See ya.
Yep.